Hello traders, welcome to another Trade Your Way video. Today we're going to be looking at how to set yourself up for the next 3 to 5 years, and so to do that we first need a trading plan. So in terms of setting goals, I think we're at the end of the year. It's the 29th of December at the time of this recording, and so people are now going to be feeling quite motivated to make 2021 the best year ever, and you'll see that advertised and marketed on social media. Make 2021 the best year. So let's see if we can help you with that. In trading, this meme caught my eye. I like this. It's like 2019, people tried but failed. Maybe tried this year but failed. So maybe make 2021 the year, your best ever year, and become the best trader in the world. I thought it was quite fitting. So let's crack on. Let's have a little look. Remember, this is for illustrative purposes only. So I've basically gone through my hard drive, looked at all the resources that I've got, and just picked out the stuff that I think is relevant and may prove to be useful in helping you achieve your what's needed to create a trading plan to help you achieve your goals for the next few years. One of the main reasons for doing this video, quite simply, is that I'm a part of various trading groups and forums, and I go on social media and I look at what traders are doing, and a lot of traders out there, they can't really think too far ahead. A lot of people tend to talk about 3 months or 6 months, which when you're planning in this game, at least, it's not enough. You're not planning far enough ahead. You should be thinking 3 to 5 years, not 3 to 6 months. It's not realistic. Most traders that I know that I've worked with and I work with that are successful in this business have been around for a long time, 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And so, myself included, I saw one of my old posts from 10 years ago yesterday, a chart that I posted on the pound dollar, and it was 10 years ago. Not much has changed really. The charting software has maybe improved somewhat, but pretty much the same 10 years ago is the same now. So this industry doesn't really change. It evolves maybe a little bit. The traders that are coming in may be younger because of the power of the internet. People are looking to get into this business. I think this year may have encouraged a lot more people to get into this business, or at least test it out and see if it's for them. So let's have a look. Let's see what I think you need. A lot of this will be based on personal experiences, and also we are making assumptions, so it's very generic. This will differ from person to person, but let's have a look. So point one, I've based it on assuming that you're going to be a funded trader, because there's a lot of these prop firms that are promoting themselves, and I see a lot of people trying to take on these challenges to become a funded trader as being the best way to grow and have capital to trade with. So let's assume that you have 100k in US dollars, so I've put it as US dollars. Let's also assume that you're risking 1% per trade, and you're going to split it into 2 positions, because this is what I do. So I set my T1 and my T2. My T2 generally is looking for 3, 4, 5, 6%, looking for the markets to trend, and so hopefully looking to catch that move. But my first target generally is based on a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. So if I'm risking 30 pips, I want to be able to at least take some profit off at around 30 pips or so. Again, it will differ from trade to trade, but risk management is key, as you will all be aware of that. So maximum risk is 1k, 1%, and you can scale up or scale down accordingly. You note that there's on average about 20 trading days a month to work off. So based on my worst performance, having about 4 or 5 losses in a row, I've allowed for six losing days, or 6 losing trades. Again, it's all very generic, and this is for illustrative purposes, because it's just to give you an idea of the sort of things that you need to take into consideration. And based on your limited amount of experience, that may be easier for some traders than others. So if you need help with that, then just ask, just send me a message. But I'll assume that I will have at least 14 winning days per month, and I'll also assume that I'll make at least 1% minimum per day, so that will give me at least 14% profit. But then I have to consider the drawdown, so I'm looking at least 6% in a month in terms of losses. So 14 minus 6 gives me 8% a month. Now it's slightly less than the requirements of some of these challenges that are out there where they're asking you to make 10%. But as I say, I like to round things down. So if I was to make 8% a month, if you become a funded trader and you've got this capital to play with and you're making 8% a month, that's fantastic. You know that. That's big money. That's life-changing profit. So yeah, I will always round down. If I need to pass this challenge, making an extra 2%, I don't think that's going to be too much of a challenge when you're sitting at plus 8%. As I say, it's for illustrative purposes, and it's about thinking ahead. Now, when I say thinking ahead, I want you to try and picture and envisage where you want to be as a trader. What sort of capital do you want to be trading? So for me, telling somebody, if I'm mentoring them, tutoring them, coaching them, for me, I would say to them, you need to picture and visualize having at least $1 million, $1 million, €1 million, £1 million. That's the sort of money that you need to be thinking that you want to be trading. That's a life-changing amount. And in this business, in the grand scheme of things, you know that $1 million's not a lot. There are hedge funds out there managing billions, and for them, making 5 or 10% in a year on that sort of money is huge. So they don't need to push it. And that's the same for you as a retail trader. You want to be in the same situation where you can afford to trade less, and the bit of trading that you do each month will see you make huge amounts of money that will, 20, 30k, 50k, whatever it is, that will see you then comfortable as a person, having a decent, comfortable lifestyle and helping everyone around you as well as yourself. So, seeing this sort of growth is not unrealistic in terms of 150% growth. Again, this is compounding based on 8k, making 8k each month and not taking the money out and withdrawing. Now somebody has asked me about withdrawals, and they said, well, what if the broker or the hedge fund or the prop firm, I should say, was to go broke or decide not to pay you? What then? So they said, maybe I'll withdraw each month and put it into my personal trading account. And I said, yeah, that's something that you should definitely look to do. Skim some of the profit and put it into a trading account for yourself. But as I say, this is just for illustrative purposes, and it's just to give you an idea of the power of compounding. So what I would encourage people to do is not withdraw the profit as soon as you make profit in the first month, but keep it in. Grow your account, compound it, which gives you more to trade with each month. You see here, you've got 1,300 that you're risking, 1,400. By the end of the year, you're risking over 2k. And so that's the power of compounding, and your returns are looking to be doubled at least. Even if you made 50% in a year, I'm sure you would be happy with that. If you're making on average about 4 or 5% a month, I'm sure you'd be very happy with that. So this is what this is about. This is how we need to visualize, and this is how you need to kind of write things out and say, okay, this is where I need to be. And then each month review, look at where you're at compared to what you wrote down as part of your trading plan. So first off, do create a trading plan and do write down some numbers. Write down numbers that are realistic to you based on what you want to achieve, probably based on what you've already achieved or what your experience is telling you that you can achieve. And obviously you're going to tweak it month on month, but review and see where you're at, and how close are you to sticking to achieving your goals. Now, the hardest part of trading is doing all of this, is your discipline, because you need to be true to yourself, and you need to say, okay, can I stick to my trading plan for at least 20 trading days? So for the first month, can I follow my trade plan every single day? How many of you can honestly say that you do that? because I'm guessing, I'm guessing that maybe 90% of you, maybe more, don't follow your trade plan religiously. I'm guessing that most of you might, a bit like starting a new diet in January, going on a diet after eating all this food at Christmas. Maybe you'll stick to it for the first week or two. After that, it probably just, maybe you join a gym or something, and then after that, you stop going to the gym, stop dieting, and it all goes, you fall back into your old habits, your old ways. The same applies to trading. How many of you can actually say to yourself that you're going to stick to your trade plan religiously every day, and thereby teaching yourself some good habits and a routine? Because routine is key, isn't it? Routine is so important. I've shared my daily routine in the past. Let's get that up here. Look, having a routine is so important, and sticking to it. This will just help you stay on the path. So a bit like when we do analysis, where we start and do the whole top-down analysis. So we start on the daily charts and the weekly charts and the monthly charts, and then we drill down to the 4 hour, 1 hour, etc. Same principle applies with your trading plan. You want to be thinking 5 years ahead, 4 years ahead, 3 years ahead. You want to say to yourself, where do I want to be? And by allowing yourself that amount of time, so saying, by year 2, by the end of 2 years, you've got this massive amount of money to trade with, say 600k. You're well on your way to having a life-changing career in trading that's affording you all the things that you want. Now, in terms of money, that money is a tool, isn't it? You need it to do what you need to do. So if you could say to yourself, by year 4 and 5, I want to be living life on my terms as a full-time trader. I want to be trading as much or as little as I want, and that's where I want to be. I mean, these are my experiences. These are the sort of numbers I worked off when I started my trading over the first 3, 4, 5 years. When I was trading for myself, become a retail trader and do my own thing, because I had my goals. So this is important as well. Set yourself 6 key points. Goals, trading session, markets to trade. What are all these? Well, my goals are, of course, everyone wants money, but that side, what do I want to do with my life? Well, I want to travel. So, I achieved my goals by traveling. I went everywhere that I wanted to go. Asia, Australia, Cuba, Caribbean, America, Canada. Just, there's loads of cool places that I wanted to go and explore, and I did that. And I lived in some of these places because I was living and working in these countries because I could, because this is what trading allows you to do. So that's part of my goals. That maybe that's the same for you. Maybe it's that you want to spend more time with your family. Again, these are personal to me. Making sure that I had no debts, paying off my mortgage, making sure that I had no mortgages, that I'm not over leveraging, I'm not worrying about bills. If I want to pack a bag and go on holiday for a month, I can, and I don't have to worry about, money or expenses or anything. That's all taken care of. Also, my work-life balance is really important. So, identifying a trading session that suits you. So for me, it's generally the London session. If I can make my money during a London session, I won't trade the US session. Create that lifestyle that you want. So, make the excuses or give yourself reasons to step away from your charts and from your screens and go and live your life. So by setting restrictions on yourself, setting boundaries and saying, okay, I'll trade for maybe 1 to 3 hours a day. That's important. The balance is wrong. That I notice it's wrong with a lot of traders. They will spend 80% of their time just trading, looking at charts and trading, and 20% on personal development. But don't you think that everything I'm sharing with you here, don't you think that you should allocate and dedicate 80% of your time to doing all of this, to your self-development, to laying those deep-rooted foundations, and then that way the 20% you do dedicate to actually taking trades, you'll make your money and it's done. That should be the split, and often I find it's the wrong way around. Strategies. I've got 3 strategies that I use. So learn your strategies, understand them. Perhaps find one that tailors around your life so that it allows you to spend less time physically trading. That appeals to me. So that's why my trades, all 3 of my trades, I can put them all together and create like a hybrid strategy, depending on what the markets are doing. So that allows me to capitalise. Also pick 1 to 3 instruments, focus on how they move, master them. So it could be like the pound dollar, it could be pound yen, it could be gold, it could be an indice like the Dow Jones, for example. Learn them. Obviously, risk management. Be consistent with how much you risk. So 1%, risk 1%. Don't change that. Don't revenge trade. Stick to your trading plan and say, right, I'm risking 1%. That's 1%. Okay, I've had a losing day. Okay, I'm not going to over leverage now to try and win that money back. I'm sticking to my 1%. I'm playing the long game. I want to see where I'm at in 12 months. I want to see where I'm at in 2 years, 3 years. There's no rush. So one piece of advice I give to all traders starting out, don't rush. Stop rushing. These traders out there that are taking these challenges, they'll pass the challenge, the first part of the challenge, because by some luck they pass it. And then they rush into the second part, which they give you twice the amount of time to make half as much profit. But yet they seem to blow up as a trader because they just rush, and it's just like, why? Even, you've done all the hard work. Just take it easy. Learn to relax. So meditation is good. Breathing exercises. Listening to podcasts, power of positive thinking type podcasts, how to improve yourself. And write it all down as well. You need to have a journal. Journalize. Because you can't improve upon what you don't measure. So update it daily, weekly, monthly. It's about having a process, so having that process in place. So this checklist, something like this will help you. Each trade that you're going to take, see that it fits with at least 5 or 6 of these, 5 or 6 of these points, your criteria. It's a bit like having confluences and reasons to trade. Have something like that. So you can, I can send you that, but print it out, fill it in each time. Your strategies and your trading plan, things like this. You should be able to write stuff like this down on the back of an envelope. So what do I mean by that? Well, you may have heard people say that before. It's about keeping things simple. So have stuff written down, write it down nice and clear, nice and easy, bullet point it, know your strategies, know how they work, get familiar with it, and it will help you. Saves a lot of time. Obviously, I've done a risk management table as well, because I like to have stuff written out for me, for illustrative purposes. But I use an app called the Steinu app, which is useful. That's what this is here. It's the same thing. I've basically taken it from that. It's a good app to use. So it's the pound dollar. I'm risking 1%. It's telling me if I have a 20 pip stop loss, I'm risking 5 lots. So a Steinu app. That's what it's called, Steinu. I know a lot of people know about this already. Really good, really useful. That's basically what that is. So understand that. What else do I think you could do with? Well, I think similar to those checklists, you constantly need to be governing yourself, because nobody else is going to do it for you. So having things like this, I found this on the internet by a really good trader, Demon Finder. I really like this checklist. It helps you eradicate and iron out any mistakes or issues that you have in terms of personal development. This is a useful tool. It's very useful. It's a checklist. You're trying to iron out any bad habits in your trading. So that's important. Be generous in terms of time as well, because that you're not looking for 3 to 6 months. You're looking, if you were to start a business on the high street, you're not looking to be established for only 3 to 6 months. You're looking at longevity. So think to yourself, okay, I've got time. I want to give myself 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Journalising. This is so important. People don't think or appreciate that this needs to be done. It needs to happen. I tell you now, as a trader, if you can't be bothered to do any of what I've just shared with you, if you can't be bothered with it, you shouldn't be trading. You're not going to be successful, because there's no way that you're going to be that lucky as a person and just be able to wing it and kind of just fluke your way to success. That's the probability of success is greatly reduced, isn't it? And this game is all about probability. So my comments and feelings section, breaking things down and writing about what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, that's so important. This is November. November was a fantastic month, the best month that I had all year, and it was because of everything that I'd done for the entire year. Working closely with people, mentoring them, And so I was forced, if you like, to practice what I preach. And I had one small loss in an entire month. It was phenomenal. My in terms of my hit rate, it was so high, so high. It was amazing. Um, so yeah, this is all due to the hard work that I've put in and all the grafting that I've been doing. So yeah, if you find that some of this helps you and find this video helpful, please share it. Or if you have any questions, please just ask. And I'm always happy to help. I'm always on hand. I said to my traders this week that I will be around for another maybe 18 months until July 2022 in terms of sharing and caring and giving so much back to the community. So so during this time, if you want to get in touch and you want some help, I'm quite happy to do that and share with you. Okay, because I believe that if you are more fortunate than others, build a longer table, not a taller fence, if that makes sense. Okay, so I hope you found this helpful. I'm currently doing a lot of work on my podcast, trading psychology podcast, and very much about understanding how the power of compounding will be beneficial, because the theory of compounding a trading account to increase capital is accurate, and the only hindrance that you're going to have to succeeding is yourself. You can be your own worst enemy by becoming too greedy or overconfident or over trading. So it's important to stick to the rules. And so in terms of rules, this is why a trading plan needs to be written out, and you need to follow it religiously. Write something that you can follow and that you do believe in, and stick to it. Trade with the trend if that's your thing. Trade for approximately 1 or 2 hours if that's your thing. Buy low, sell high. If that's your thing in terms of strategy. Keep that trade journal up to date. Record it, log it every day, every week. Compound your money. Try not to spend what you don't need to. Just take out what you need to pay your bills, for example, but keep the rest in, and make the sacrifice for the first 12 months, and you will be amazed at how much you can achieve in 1 year. And make this year your year, and I will help you with that. Make 2021 your year. If you're willing to put in the work, I'm willing to help you. Alright, take care traders, have a great new year, and I hope you've had a restful period and you're feeling recharged and energized and raring to go. I wish you all the best, and I'm sure I will talk to most of you again very soon.